Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to have probably a pretty long video. We're going to discuss Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It is opening tomorrow in Disney World. They had a low-key dedication ceremony
well, yeah,
today.
Compared to Disneyland one, it was low-key.
Very, very low-key. And we're going to talk about Star Wars as a brand and Marvel as a brand and Disney influencers and sort of, I think, what Disney's thought process is behind how they're marketing.
Influencers in quotes. Putting
it in quotes. And we can tell you from firsthand experience how this kind of works and where some of the failings are, I think, with the parks. In addition to just some general dirt. We'll just dish. We'll dish.
Okay,
we'll dish. We'll dish. All right, so if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do so. We hit 50,000 subs last week. We're at like 55 something now.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're hoping to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. Don't know if it's possible, but it would be awesome if you guys could subscribe. We do talk about pop culture, news, views, and rants. Star Wars and Disney have sort of dominated the conversation lately because Disney owns everything.
Right. So I was thinking about hitting 100,000, and I was like, there can be miracles if you believe.
If you believe pixie dust magic.
Hope is frail. It's hard to kill, though. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Some people will get my joke. Anyway, continue.
So I put this out yesterday, and I got some, we've got some people trolling us, I think, on Twitter, but I put it out yesterday. No offense. No offense.
Everybody knows that that's the new meme.
It's a joke. It's a joke. No offense to anyone named Karen.
That's why they have memes available with Karen in it. That's where you got this, right?
Right.
I mean, it's a running joke everybody knows.
Yeah, so I put out there, and this is sort of, I think, the unified theory of everything as to where Disney is failing with Star Wars and Marvel in relation to the old fan base and the audience they're chasing. A lot of people are like, well, they're chasing quote-unquote SJWs. I'm like, yes, to some extent.
I think with the media they are, like movies and comics, but not with the parks.
Not with the parks. With the theme parks in particular, Disney has a certain demographic that they're going for, and it's wine moms. Mm-hmm. We're talking the middle to upper middle class Karens, kind of the type.
The ones that think they're quote-unquote influencers on Instagram, take pictures of themselves all the time. It's all about themselves. Here I am in this dress. Here I am here. And that's supposed to be, and mostly, a lot of them are their kids too.
But the kids are just accessories. They're not actually.
Yeah, they actually are.
They're like, the kids are kind of like accessories, but a lot of these, wine moms, it's all me taking pictures of drinking something.
Me taking pictures of my outfit. Me taking pictures here. Here we are at this with me. Me. Those people. That's kind of what, but they are usually like, I don't know if I want to call it like, the soccer mom type, the maybe trophy wife. Just say the stereotype you would think of.
The stereotype you would think of.
Whether it's true or not, because I'm a mom. And I like Disney. I like Star Wars. I do some stuff on Instagram, not a lot. But I'm a mom. But I'm not the right. Okay, let's put it this way. I'm a mom who does pop culture and all that stuff. I'm a mom who loves Star Wars so much I read all the books and they named a character after me. But that's not what they want. Not somebody who was a true Star Wars fan. No. We need the hair flipping moms that come on and like, oh my God, it's magic. Oh, Disney magic. Oh my God, the magic. Did I mention magic? And as a mom. Give me a minute. Who has loved Disney since I was a child and has been to Disney so many times since I was a child. Hold on. Give me a second. I just have to see that magic spread to all of you and your children. Is the camera off yet? Oh, it's off? Oh, thank God. Okay.
Now go beat your little shit because he's...
Yeah. Shut up, Timmy.
It'd be Timmy, it'd be Braden, Hayden,
oh, you're right.
Jaden, Aiden, or Zach.
One
of those, names.
Just like, it's like, the type. The stereotype.
Right,
and the thing is, I grew up going to Disney since I was a kid. I cry when I see Disney stuff. I'm just like them. I'm honest. I don't flip my hair.
No, I don't flip mine either.
I'm above it.
I shave my head, so there's not
I feel like my IQ, I feel like when I have to do that, my IQ drops 10 points. So I don't.
This is who Disney is chasing, at least with the theme parks. And the thing is, we know that the movies now are basically, for Marvel too, I think to a certain extent, they're going to design them to get people into the theme parks. And so yeah, this is who they're chasing. So Disney is basically Disney-fying all the IP that they bought. The same methods that they were using for Disney, Mickey Mouse, they're now applying to Darth Vader. They're now applying to, well, I'd say Spider-Man, but he's out the freaking door.
Well, now they're saying he might not be. But
he might not be. Who knows?
You know one thing that gets me about this? It's called the Disney Parks Moms Panel, which is kind of sexist because they actually put men on there too, but they keep calling it the Moms Panel.
I was almost on
he actually was. He made it to the,
I was almost on there.
They have several steps like do cutoffs. You made it to the final one, but you kind of just didn't do it because you were to lost your job. You had a day job, and they would have wanted him to go like right away, and he couldn't do it, so he basically threw it.
Yeah, I had to take a week off. We had a podcast at the time. I had to take a week off of work, and I'm like, there's just no way.
He wasn't allowed to take time off at that point, so he kind of just like let it go.
I wasn't.
But he actually made it to the final.
I did. I was in
the final cut.
I was in like the top 25 or top 100. So what they do
I think it was like 25. You were at the very end.
Yeah, it was the very end. Yeah. But anyway, they look. This is how the Disney influencer thing works. And their decision making process. And I can tell you this from firsthand experience, not because of the Moms Panel thing, but because we did have a Disney blog that we worked with another entity.
We're supposed to be partners on a blog that turned out we weren't partners on. No,
and they're absolutely listening to everything Disney tells them. But as a result of that, I got to go to some of these social media meetups. I got to go, we had media access there for like a year and a half prior. Got to go to all kinds of stuff as it opened early. Got to listen to Disney's marketing people. And I'm telling you.
You got to talk to them and ask them questions.
I got to ask them questions,
like, what are you looking for? So we know.
This is what they're looking for. Because in their minds, the wine moms are basically the wives of the upper middle class people making money, which is what Disney wants now. They want upper middle class families. And she's going to be the one that makes the decision to take them to the theme parks.
Well, often they go by the assumption, I think it's not untrue, that it's usually the women that usually want to go because of the kids. Now, there's a lot of dads who want to go and a lot of guys who want to go. So that's not, I'm not saying that's the case all the time. Hence the term Moms Panel instead of Parent Panel or Disney, because all the people that are on the panel probably have kids. Instead of calling it Disney Parks, something advisory panel or something like that. They don't call it that. They call it the Moms Panel because they know that at the end of the day, mom usually, is the one who decides, picks everything, plans everything, whatever. Not always, but most of the time.
Yeah, but that's true. Even in our case, like as much as, at the time when we first started taking, family trips to Disney World, I was actually working on Disney comics, but you're the one that actually pulled the trigger on the trip. Because if it was up to me, I'd be like, well, we'll go eventually.
And I almost always planned everything. Did all the reservations, everything. I mean, not all of it, but I did almost all of it because, I just knew what I was doing. And and you women out there who are married, a lot of times, your husbands are busy doing stuff. You're busy too. You kind of just like take charge sometimes.
I like it when you take
charge.
At least I do. I like it when you take charge. It's magical.
It's magical.
Dreams come true.
Yeah, so I start yelling and then the magic's gone. No.
But, so this is keep this in mind in regards to Star Wars and Marvel. Now, we already saw Sana Amanat last year making these comments about Marvel being a lifestyle brand. She said she wants Marvel Comics to be a lifestyle brand. She thinks like a Disney person. I actually would not be surprised if she was installed at Marvel Comics by somebody at Disney because this is right out of the Disney marketing playbook. We want it to be a lifestyle brand. They want you to go buy the stuff. They want the clothes, the merchandise, the freaking, look. Galaxy's Edge opens today in Disney World.
We're going to talk about that.
And we are. That's where we're going with all this. And look, it's all like, oh my God, Millennium Falcon popsicles. And oh, Braden's got his little Star Wars Stormtrooper shirt. Oh my God, so magical. Here come the Jawas and let me get my Instagram
you don't
ready.
I'm going to tell you right now, you don't get the interaction they try to play up on the pictures. Just saying.
At the hotel you will for $3,000.
I mean, you might get some if you happen to be, because characters have come to us and done stuff and it's true. But, it's not as likely as they make it out. Like they're selling you on the dream that it's going to be like that.
It's always,
usually you're run over by strollers and there's so many people.
They do. They always sell it, which is so funny. We always joke. It's like, you got to be realistic if you're going to one of these parks. They sell it like it's just going to be you and your family and Mickey Mouse.
And Mickey Mouse is holding your kid's hand and walking them in by themselves.
Skipping to the castle, and it's like, hell no. You're going to be tripping over people.
It's a stampede.
It's a stampede. Tour groups are going to be, all of them taking pictures. It was so much easier. It was so much easier before Instagram because now that's all people do is take pictures of food.
Every time we go to the park, not just the food. I mean, I walk around and there'll be some people blocking stuff because they're like sitting there taking a whole photo shoot. Literally a flippin' photo shoot. Usually some guys drug along and take pictures of this girl with her mouse ears posing all these different ways in front of things. I mean, I'm not kidding. And this will go on for like 10 minutes. Easy.
So this is why they put out the stuff they put out. The mouse ears are Instagram hits. They actually have walls. If you have not been to a Disney park in a while, they literally have Instagram walls. They have certain colored walls
with certain hashtags.
With their own hashtag, and they literally, they make drinks and mouse ears and snacks to go with these walls. And they will tell you this. The marketing department will tell you, we've got this purple wall over here in Tomorrowland, and we've got this green and purple slushy to go with the purple wall.
They'll name it.
Yeah.
The purple wall slushy or whatever.
It'll be like potion purple, or what are the ones they have? Like
I don't
Millennial
remember.
Pink.
Millennial Pink's one of them.
And they're all coded. And they do this. It's all about the wine mom influencers and the millennial influencers. That's what Disney's targeting. And the funny thing about it, again, this is inside baseball, is I've talked to a lot of people who sell Disney trips for a living, travel agents, and
the top ones.
Some of the top ones, yeah. I've actually talked to I was talking to the two top ones at the last event, and they both told me that nobody's booking trips through Instagram.
Yeah, you might get a couple, but it's not like other platforms, or
right.
just people coming directly.
Because the people with money, a lot of them actually aren't. If you're targeting millennials, a lot of them don't have the money to book a Disney World vacation, Disneyland, because they can get the annual passes, and they're there. But they're mostly there to take pictures of themselves and their drinks and junk. But this is what it's about: influencers, influencers, and Disney's all about this. They have it in their head right now. Again, I can tell you, just as of 4 months ago, I was at a social media event, and they are all about Instagram.
Yeah.
Things being Instagrammable people. They want certain kinds of people to look at. This is exactly what they want. This is what they think is selling trips. And part of that reason is their marketing person is like 25 years old.
Right. So, yeah. Just like, not saying that you can't be qualified at 25 years old, but the whole idea that we have to bank on one platform, I think, is insane. And especially when being in the trenches, that's not the platform that sells trips.
Now, a lot of times it's the grandparents are like taking the whole family, or the parents are on Facebook, whatever.
Well, there's young people that go too. I mean, I'm not going to say that as a group, because there are a lot of people that are millennial that have money. Not everybody's a millennial is poor.
No.
A lot of them have kids.
That's not what I'm saying.
A lot of them have, different things.
And I want to be clear. That's not actually what I'm saying.
We're this close to being millennials, so.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is younger people generally don't have, because you're not established in your career yet, you don't have the disposable income.
It's all young at heart. It's all mommy. I love this one. Pixie dust.
Yeah.
Pixie dust, mommy, pixie dust. The Disney Dinks. Okay, I like that. I will give them props because that's fun.
Orlando duo.
There's a Disney duo.
Disney with the fam. Here she is with her fam. This is what they want. This is what. Now, I do like Roxy Tart, though.
I do like you,
Roxy Tart's pretty cool.
You. I'm just,
But this is what they're looking for.
I like her hair.
To the point of it being like, it almost feels like with Disney fandom, even with Star Wars fandom, where they're kind of pushing out kind of the old school Disney fans too, the parks fans, the people that go every year. They've already got your money. I think they already look at like, we've already got your money. Same with the old school fans. This is where they made a huge miscalculation with Star Wars and with Marvel. I think its day is coming too, where Disney thinks doing this is going to be additive. Like, we've already got these people are going to buy Star Wars and Marvel till the end of time. We've already got them. Let's go out and chase this other audience. But what you're actually doing is you're actually pushing the old audience out.
I know, but in their mind, they're probably, it can't hurt to add more. You know what I mean? That's what they're probably thinking. They're just going about it the wrong way.
So with Star Wars, and I know you hate this, but with Star Wars, it's like seeing your mom wearing a t-shirt for your favorite band one day. Because that's kind of what's going on. It's not cool anymore. Now, Star Wars is never really cool, but it was like kind of a nerd thing.
You used to get picked on for liking it.
And now, Karen Soccer Mom is all about Star Wars.
Pamela.
So this kind of explains some of these decisions. There was a big pushback, with Collider, I guess, a couple of months ago when Galaxy's Edge, when they had the big opening.
Yeah, the actual one with the stars, and it was actually a big deal.
The actual opening. I mean,
this one was kind of like, That one was huge.
A dud. And we'll talk about that, and that's where all this is going eventually. But there was like, people were like, oh my God, why are they letting the women go to Galaxy's Edge and not the guy from Collider, from the Jedi Council? this is Disney's marketing mindset. Their mindset is, we already have you, middle-aged white guy Star Wars fan. You're going to buy Star Wars till the end of time. We want these millennial women and moms.
Which is kind of like a sexist thing on their part, because it's basically like we're bringing women in now. Like we're just now bringing women in because that's the demographic we're chasing, as if women weren't already fans before. You know what I mean?
Well, like to people like you, that Geeky was actually a bigger Star Wars fan than I was. She put herself through college selling Star Wars toys.
Part of my books and art supplies. Art supplies are expensive with selling Star Wars toys, yeah.
Yeah, so she sold vintage Star Wars toys, and you were kind of the local dealer. You would like.
I was like your dealer. I would put signs up in the library, you know, for Star Wars toys. Call.
Just for Star Wars toys, I hope.
Yeah, it was just Star Wars toys. But I was like, there was me and my friend, and she came along with me, and we were like the only girls in line when they had the re-releases of the original trilogy and all that. And we were like all surrounded by men, and we're like all like woohoo. So I mean, this whole idea that you're just now inviting women because the women weren't fans before is kind of crap, because women have been fans for years. So I mean, you know, you shouldn't automatically invite men and not women. But the flip side is, in this case, he was kind of like, that was his thing. He was known for it, and you deliberately kind of pushed him out just to make it about a woman. And that's the difference. And
that speaks to the whole franchise, I think, basically pushing out the old fans. Disney doesn't realize you're not adding to the fandom. It's not really an either or thing, but you can't deliberately snub the old school fans to chase after a new audience. And in this case, like the Mary Sue's bragging about, you know, how, oh my God, they're bringing all these women to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. It's not because they're trying to be woke. It's not because they're trying to be progressive. It's literally comes down to the fact that the Disney parks, how they market is they market to the moms and the millennial women. That is it. That is as simple as that. You know, if they're going out and actively trying to bring, you know, the moms to get Star Wars, is because that's how they've marketed the park.
Moms come into Star Wars, they're going to spend a lot of money on buying their kids stuff.
Yep.
But as a mom who has a problem with buying my kids stuff, because I constantly do, I'm more likely to spend a bunch of money at the parks when I'm buying my kids stuff than if I'm by myself. That's true. The truth.
That's true. They know getting a family of 5 in there is going to be more financially, it's going to be more lucrative than just having a single person show up, a single guy show up and buy a couple Star Wars things and leave. But they get 5 people locked in for a week spending $10,000.
You're going to spend how much more on food? Yep. You got kids. I want. And most moms, when you're caught in the moment, you're just like, sure, Timmy, you can have this. And then I'm not trying to pick on Timmy's out there. And you can have this, and then you just keep spending money. And then when you get home, and you're like, oh my God, how much money did I spend? Because it's like that. You get into that, caught up in that. I mean, we go to like we used to go to Steel City in Pittsburgh, and we take Squid King, and he was into kaiju, and I'd go in like, okay, you each have $20, and we leave, and I would have spent like hundreds of dollars buying him kaiju, and it's because you get caught up in the moment, and that's what they count on. Wherever I went in by myself, I wouldn't have spent that money. And so the reason that I think they're targeting moms, I think we would say parents in general, but moms specifically, is because they're the ones that like, oh, my baby, I want to see my baby here, I want to see my baby there. I'll wait in line for 3 hours to pay the extra $100 for, you know, little Susie to have a lightsaber. No problem. You know what I mean? I'll do it. I'll totally do it. You know, and I'll take video and put it up and promote for free.
Right. Which, I mean, that comes back to, and that was one of the most insulting things I think I'd ever read. Was them talking about how they cut the budget to Galaxy's Edge because they honestly thought people were just going to show up and Instagram it, and that was going to be as good as having an interactive dinner with some aliens, you know.
Which is ironic, because if you hear his speech from this morning, which I have, it's interesting he said that, because we know they cut corners, and we know that's why, and they came out and said that's why. And then the way that he promoted the speech, it's the most work we've ever done, and I'm like, yeah, and how interactive and involved you are. It was taking Instagram pictures, really involved, you know.
Yeah, but it's interesting though, because Mary Sue was bragging about, you know, all the women that were being invited to Galaxy's Edge. There's a method to it, and even with the millennial women that they chase after, it's because they're going to buy dresses, they're going to buy purses, they're going to buy mouse ears, they're going to buy $10 cocktails.
That's not just millennials. I'm guilty.
No, I know,
I'm not. What would it be, a Zennial?
Zennial, yeah.
I'm guilty. I buy all that stuff.
But no, I'm just saying.
My hand. That's me.
That's what this is all about. It's about, and that's why they're chasing, you know, at least with Galaxy's Edge. Again, the movies I think are a different thing, because you've got the Hollywood politics.
I think the movies and the comics are different.
Right.
I'm talking about the parks.
The parks specifically, they're not interested in 45-year-old Tim coming in and buying a lightsaber. They want a whole family come in and buy a whole bunch of lightsabers, eat a whole bunch of food and mouse
Well,
ears.
we could argue that too, though, because they had that stupid Ranker beer flight, and it's like $75 for a like a little tray with these little Ranker teeth cups, and you get like 4 or 5 in it with samples of beer, and it's like $75 because they know that Tim will probably buy that.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, there's different tiers to it, but what I'm basically saying is that
But
overall,
they know they'll make more money on the lightsabers, they'll make more money on the plushy toys that they just raise the prices on.
yeah, so they're jacking the prices already. So what I guess where I'm trying to go with this before we get into the Galaxy's Edge opening is just some of the insight into how Disney thinks and why Galaxy's Edge is being done the way that it's being done. A couple things you got to take into consideration: the budget cuts. You got to take into, because they honestly think, yeah, you show up and you're happy just to take pictures inside because of Instagram. These influencers, this Disney, like, you do not understand how much stock Disney is putting into Instagram influencers right now. Like, it literally, they're planning entire marketing campaigns around freaking Instagram.
And the thing is with Instagram, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but I went around and looked around, and a lot of people on Instagram, everything's the most amazing thing ever. It's like, I want to keep my access, so it's the most magical, the most glorious, everything's perfect, magic, magic, magic. And, and that's cool. I'm going to be flat honest, there's a lot of things that's magical about Disney. I still love Disney parks. I know people are like, why do you? I do, sorry. I like to buy the dresses. I like to buy the purses. I have a huge Alex and Ani Disney bracelet problem. It really is a problem. And there should be a group for that. But I still love it. I do love the magic Disney. I know when I go to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, I'm going to bawl. I admit I will cry because I've been a huge Star Wars fan since I was little. I mean, I love it. I'm going to cry. Even if, I have problems with how things are operated, I know in my head that, it's crap. I'm still going to cry when I see it because you get caught up in that. So yeah, there's still magic and it's great. But then there's the side of, there's honesty too, where it's like, yes, initially I was excited about this and this part's great, but there's also this part that I don't like. And you're not allowed to say, there's this part I don't like. And the problem with some of these influencers are you never hear the other side. You only hear the magic, glorious, glorious, glorious magic. You never hear the buts.
Because they want to be kept on the list. Disney does have a list of influencers, approved influencers. And I'm not saying everybody's on the take, because there are some people out there that are very, very honest that are on the list. I would say Pete Werner at the Diz. He's also a travel agent, though, so he's making Disney a lot of money. He's the top one, but he speaks his opinion. But Pete is from another time where Disney really looked at their online people as being like, we can, we want these people because people trust them. That was another era. The Disney blogger, the Disney YouTuber even was like another era of like, we're being honest, we're being objective. Disney's like, okay, they trust these people, so we'll give you access. Please say good things about us. And now it's sort of like, at least this is just my opinion, is if we give you access, it is expected that you are going to say nothing but nice things.
Well, even when you brought up some, because, usually when you have something and you're reviewing something, you need to say at least one thing that needs improvement. I mean, that's what they usually expect, because a lot of places want to know what they can do better. And you said about Toy Story Land, and you said it was great. The only thing you said was, it's really hot, they probably need more shade. Oh my God, how dare you say anything remotely that wasn't 100%, sunshine and kittens. And you said everything was really good except for,
I think what's going on, I'm honest, because I'm going to be honest here, because the old school Disney bloggers, they would take Disney to task when they needed to hear it. And a lot of times Disney would listen. Even now, like, there are some issues with WDW News Today where the Parks blog was taking shots at them, but they've also put out there, like, Disney needs to fix XYZ thing, and they've actually done it.
Yeah, they actually have.
Have done it. Now, Disney will say it had nothing to do with them.
It's the rate of what was listed to what was fixed is kind of high for it to be a coincidence. But
I think what's going on, I mean, again, this is just my opinion, okay? I think what's going on is these influencers are so afraid of losing the biscuit. They're so afraid of losing their cupcake party access or whatever it is that they say nothing but nice things. And so all Disney hears for years and years and years is everything's great. It's all great. It's all wonderful. You're perfect, Disney. Everything's perfect just the way it is. And so
that's what they want to hear, I think.
Yeah. Well, now I think the culture is different. It used to be like, what can we do better? And now it's like, we're the best. It's
like when you have a script and you have someone, an editor, look at it, and there's things they catch that you never would have thought of or you would have missed, and then it makes it a whole bunch better because, someone else took a look at it and told you what to do. to improve it. And that's what they used to do. It was to look for, bring them in, see what they think, and then, make improvements. But now it just seems like we only want to want to find people who only say good things. We only want to hear good things. And, that doesn't fix anything. That doesn't fix the problems. You're not going to fix what the issue is. The crowds are still going to stay low because you're not fixing the problem.
And they are, from what I've heard, they are low. We're actually getting reports from, I won't say who, but people close to the situation that the bookings are down this fall. And I think people have hit this ceiling on the price too, and they're just not, they're tone deaf. Disney's tone deaf because when you surround yourself with sycophants and yes men and influencers who are just so afraid of losing their media access, then they're just going to say wonderful things all the time, and that doesn't help anybody.
Well, not just that, but like we say anything about Disney stuff and call out some things. We say good things, we say bad things. As soon as we say anything that people perceive as, well, we're just criticizing it or pointing out some things, you're being negative. Oh my gosh, all these accounts, these like new accounts or whatever, to show up to tell us how you've never been. You don't know anything about Disney. It's like, oh honey.
It's like, honey. It's like we have probably been in 1 month more than you've been in your lifetime. So piss off.
Yeah, but it's just like, these accounts just show up to tell us because, well, you just hate Disney because I said I didn't like that they did this, and this, but I said I like this, and this. I hate Disney. It's like, no, I don't hate Disney. I guess my point is for Star Wars, for Marvel, for Disney, everything. It's like I want it to be good. Why am I upset? I'm upset because it's not good and I want it so much to be good. I want it to succeed. I want it to go on for other people to see it and love it. I want people to love it as much as I do. I only want good things. I want it to be improved. I don't want it, some people want it to fall apart, and that's okay, you can. I do think they own too much and that's a problem. But I don't want to see Star Wars fail. I don't want to see Marvel fail. I don't want to see Disney parks fail. I don't like who's in charge now, and I want to see some of these people have to be accountable for some of their actions. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see this stuff gone forever.
Yeah, I think that's the difference. People Disney's takeaway, and we'll talk about that in another video with the criticism though, is that there are a lot of people who are like, oh my god, you just want to see Star or Marvel comics burn, you want to see Star Wars burn, you just want to watch everything burn. Some people maybe they do.
I'm sure people do.
But if you're passionate enough to voice an opinion on Marvel Comics or Star Wars or Disney or whatever it is, that means that you had some love for it.
That's right. You cared about it. You wanted to, something that was important to you. It mattered to you. You want it to be good. You want it to go on. I think when they say that, I don't think they really want those things to fail. They want the people that are running it to not be running it anymore, so that it can be brought back. Is what I think what they mean. You know what I'm saying?
It's sort of like you love your kid, and then your kid gets on drugs. You still love your kid. You keep talking to your kid and telling your kid, hey kid, don't snort coke. Don't put that needle in your arm. It's not good for you. And they keep doing it anyway. And then they steal your money and they flip you off and they steal your car. And after a while, you're just like, yeah, there's nothing more I can do here. Maybe Timmy will clean himself up and we can have Thanksgiving together.
But you want him to get better.
You want Timmy to get better, but at some point you just throw your hands up in the air. You're like, Timmy doesn't want to get better, so I got to walk away for now because Timmy's not going to get better. That was a really weird comparison.
That was really weird.
That was really weird. So what I'm saying is...
What are you saying?
Star Wars and Marvel and Disney are sort of like your kids being on drugs right now, and at some point...
I say they're going through a bad phase.
They're going through a bad phase.
What is that? As a mom, they're going through a bad phase. We don't want to go that far. They're going through a bad phase, and you still love your kids, but you don't like what they do.
Right.
But you still love your kids, and you still want them to be better, and you still want them to come out and be good again, and learn something from it, and do better. And that's what I think this is. I think people, I do think it's a problem that Disney owns so much. I think that is becoming a problem.
Because there's no competition. So who are they, how can you improve if there's no incentive to improve because there's nobody kicking your ass, except for Universal, who's going to bring in Nintendo, which is going to be a real eye-opener because Nintendo is going to destroy Star Wars. I digress. Let's talk about this opening, this low-key opening today. I did not watch it. I didn't care enough to watch it, but you did.
I saw parts of it. So actually, I went back and listened, and just because I wanted to transcribe his speech.
Okay, so this is Bob Chapek.
Right. So Bob Chapek is in charge of the chairman of Disney Parks Experience and Products.
Budget cut Bob Chapek.
Yeah, we'll call him BB. Anyway, BB Hate. No kidding.
He's BB Hate. That's his name, BB Hate.
So unlike the Disneyland one, we didn't have all the celebrities. We didn't have all that. We had some actors do a little skit at the beginning. Then he came out. And I did not mean to take a picture like that, but it just turned out that way. It was not intentional. Here's like the skit. You know, he's moving really fast, so it's hard to get a picture. So here's the speech. I went back and listened to it so I could transcribe it. On behalf of everyone at Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, thank you for joining us here at the edge of the galaxy. You know, for nearly a century, the Walt Disney Company has defined and redefined entertainment and bought everything. No, he doesn't say that, I'm adding. And with the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, well, we set a new standard for the most immersive storytelling in the galaxy. It's a one ride and a cantina. We set the standard.
That's
maybe when they get Rise of the Resistance, because to be fair, Rise of the Resistance does look really impressive. And I'm going to be honest. I mean, I have to see it. But what I'm seeing so far is they may set that standard, but it hasn't been set yet. Actually, you set that standard. It was called Flight of Passage. But anyway...
Yeah, it's pretty sad when at the time Disney didn't own Avatar. They weren't going to do the Avatar films. They weren't distributing. However, I don't know who actually owns Avatar. James Cameron does, but they're going through Disney for the next couple movies. But they actually had a more complete land done, but they weren't trying to hurry up and get revenue on the books. It actually had the opposite effect. People stayed away.
It was this was amazing, and it was lines are still terrible for the Flight of Passage, but it's worth it. It's really good.
It's my favorite ride in the park.
So, I'm like, this isn't really true yet. They set a new standard for the most part. You did with Pandora and Flight of Passage, but I don't think you have yet with Galaxy's Edge. You might with Rise of the Resistance, though. So I will give them that. So when we first began exploring what a robust Star Wars experience at our parks might look like, we knew it had to be unlike anything else. Well, not to be mean, but Millennium Falcon's basically a beefed up mission space.
Yeah, people don't like it. They're like, it's a video game. It's all it is, a video game.
Or anyone else has ever created.
No, you didn't do it, Bob. You didn't do it.
And Bob Iger charged our Imagineers with not with being ambitious, but being with the most ambitious they've ever been. And boy, they delivered. Yeah, they did deliver, and you guys cut their ideas. So yeah, they delivered. They did deliver ambition and awesomeness, and a lot of it got cut.
Got cut. Where's the good park?
Every aspect of this land, from the droid tracks and the pavement to the spires that reach the sky, is 100% authentically Star Wars. Except you made Batuu up just for this, and then you inserted it into the books and into the movie.
It's like a huge retcon. I mean, clearly, like, again, going back to that interview with the Imagineer, you can see that they planned this to be Tatooine eventually, because that is Falcons at Docking Bay 94. The cantina was supposed to be the cantina from New Hope, and probably the forested area was probably Endor with the walkers and the whole thing.
Yeah,
just putting it out there.
I'm sure, because it seems like a Return of the Jedi type experience with the Rise of the Resistance. So, it is authentically Star Wars in the fact they used the writing and they tried to make it feel like it belonged in the world. But as far as Batuu being authentically Star Wars, you retconned Batuu being authentically Star Wars. And every other experience from the cantina, for a glass of blue milk to piloting the Millennium Falcon to interacting with your favorite characters, immerses you deeper into your very own Star Wars story. Now you're going to see this brought up again. Immerses you, your own. You. This is storytelling. That's a new focus, storytelling, on a truly epic scale. It was one ride. And as you know, we opened Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland a few months ago, and the feedback from our guests has been absolutely phenomenal. The feedback from the media hasn't been absolutely phenomenal.
It's been phenomenal because there's nobody in the park, and it takes 10 minutes to get on Pirates of the Caribbean.
That is a phenomenal thing.
That is phenomenal.
We've seen tears of joy from our guests who waited their entire lives to be part of the Star Wars universe. I'm sure they did. I'm going to be honest. When I get in there, I am 100% sure I'll cry. Just call me Kevin Smith, because it's going to happen. That
has to be a t-shirt. Call me Kevin Smith with a little teardrop.
Yeah, because I know.
A teardrop in a beard.
We have a thing with Kevin Smith we're going to do later. But I won't make fun of the dude because I cry over commercials. So, I mean, him and I, okay, we're on the same page. Screams of excitement and laughter as guests look for the fastest hunk of junk in the as guests took the fastest hunk of junk in Galaxy for the spin. It's a video game. And moments of incredible emotion from the thousands of people who built their own lightsabers. Wait, you had thousands of people pay $100?
$200.
Oh, that's right, it's $200.
It's $200. That's the buy-in. Then to put little doodads on it, it could go $300-$400.
Thousands of people paid $200 for those lightsabers.
I want to know how much it would cost to build Rey's lightsaber from Episode 9.
There you go.
Yeah.
But as long, good thing it's not real, because you might cut something off. With the help from an expert guide and, of course, the Force. Oh, the ham and cheese was thick with this one. It's no surprise that Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is Disneyland's top-rated land. Or that Time Magazine just named it one of the world's greatest places. I had to fix that. It needed a D there. One of the world's greatest places. And then it was funny because then he started clapping. Like, he kept clapping to get the crowd clapping. And then after he said this, he started going, and no one clapped.
I'd laugh if people would be like, cough.
No one clapped. No, didn't you see it? No, you didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it.
After he read this, he goes on and he starts, like, every time he would do anything in pause, he'd start clapping to get the audience clapping. He said that, and he waited a couple, and then he kept going, and he started going like this. And no one clapped. He just like stopped and kept going.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. I mean, from what little and look, objectively, I saw very little of it. But compared to the star-studded event that the opening in Disneyland was, we expected it was all original trilogy cast.
I thought they'd bring the new trilogy, the new people
for
here.
Florida.
That's
yeah.
what I thought, but they didn't.
But it's like the original trilogies or the sequel trilogy is already dead. It's already dead, and the land's based on the damn sequel trilogy.
Shay picks some of their VIPs and then a bunch of media people. It was exclusive.
Influencers.
I'm sorry, it was exclusive, my ass. Anyway.
Influencers.
So then after he claps, no one else claps, he goes on. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is I missed words here, guys. The transformation of Disney's Hollywood Studios as taking it from a place that brought you behind the scenes to one that puts you in the center of the action, which is what they keep saying. All with a perfect mix of classic and new magic. Their big focus now is putting you in the storytelling. They're changing Spaceship Earth to be about storytelling and not technology and innovation. It's about storytelling now. About you in the story. You in the story. You in the story.
Okay.
You.
That goes back to the influencer spiel, okay? Because Disney's focus before used to be, and they change. This changes pretty much yearly depending on who's running the marketing department. Whoever is running the marketing department, that's when the focus changes at Disney. It was on families for a while, and now it's on individual experiences. And what they're doing, I can tell you, this is the same marketing that comes from, as a marketing guy, comes from any premium product. Okay, whether it's Apple or Lexus or whatever, it's always make the customer feel like they're the center of the universe, and they will spend money. These rich people got to have their ego stroked. They will spend a shit ton of money to feel like they're special. Mm-hmm. And that's the marketing now. And that's how they're going to justify the $3,000 hotel. How many people can actually do this? This is all about you and your personal experience. It's exclusive. It's about you. And all this is about is pumping up that ego. Mm-hmm. So you open up your wallet.
You pump it out your wallet. Pump it up the ego so you can pump out the wallet.
And I know people who will do it. I know people that will pay a ridiculous amount of money to do something just to say they did it because they could.
Right.
And that's the people Disney wants now.
Why'd you waste that money? But they went on, and then he used it. I didn't do all the transcribing of that, but he used it to promote Toy Story Land, Skyladder, Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railroad coming. So he used it to promote their other stuff coming to Disney Hollywood Studios. And then he said, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is just one part of the ongoing expansion of our parks from around the world as we invest to create the greatest experiences in the world, or the galaxy for that matter. Oh, I see what you did there. We're bringing more of the Disney difference, and that's more magic and more unique experiences to more people and places than ever before. Good luck with that, because your prices keep going up, so less people can afford to go there. And then he thanked Disney Imagineering and the people that are pivotal, and then the cast members, which I agree with. The cast members should not get enough, recognition and all that, pay and whatever else, because cast members are what make the parks. They just flat out do. The speech was finished by Chapek saying, and now it's my great honor and privilege to invite the world to live their very own Star Wars adventure right here on Batuu, a planet that no one knew what it was or cared about before we invented it.
How long until this?
Well, these are pictures. These are pictures that Lauren.
Yeah,
Lauren sent over.
These are our friends down in Orlando right now. They checked it out. Yeah, like it was open to pass holders.
They were there they were there by the time it opens. They were there almost 2 weeks before everybody else.
Yeah, so it's kind of old hat already. But I mean, this is Tatooine. I'm sorry, this is
the details are amazing. I mean, the things I will give it that's positive is it is exciting. I'm sure when you're in the middle of it, it's towering over you. It's impressive. It's going to be awe-inspiring. It's going to make you give you the feels. I'm 100% sure. The details are impressive. I mean, look at that. These are amazing details. They're funny, but they're amazing details, and it's just very impressive. I
was like, Jedi's got a man bun. Yeah, I just wish it would have been, I think most people wish it would have been original trilogy, because that's the Star Wars universally everybody can agree on they love. Everybody loves original trilogy.
Beyond that, I think people just wish there was more to it. You know what I mean? You get one ride, and stores in a restaurant, or I mean a cantina. It's not even a restaurant, a cantina. I think people, wanted more. And is it impressive? Yeah. Is it beautiful? Yeah. Are there good things about it? Yes, lots of good things about it. But the problem is it's not done. So
yeah, it's not done. They rushed it out. They really probably need another year. It should be an original trilogy. They should wait another year or two. And they really needed to have all that immersion that they promised, that they were now lacking behind a $3,000 paywall at the hotel. And then, you're appealing to the wine moms. They're the ones that are going to be bringing their kids. Well, the problem is kids might not really care. Not enough to make a special trip. Like, they'll go to Disney because, hey, we're going to Disney. But I don't think you're going to have a lot of kids begging mom and dad to take them to Galaxy's Edge. But when Nintendo opens,
right,
and Universal... Hell yeah!
Well, I'm thinking too when at Disneyland, when they have the Marvel, the Marvel campuses, campuses open, because the kids, their Star Wars is, I would say, the Marvel movies now. So
they love Spider-Man.
Well, Disney, they do. They love Spider-Man.
You should have hung on to Spider-Man.
They did. They loved it. And Iron Man's the other one they love all the time. And they killed Iron Man.
They killed Iron Man, and Spider-Man's gone. So Captain Marvel. Everybody loves Carol. Everybody loves Carol. Over $1 billion at the box office. So many toys collecting dust on the shelves.
Right.
Everybody loves Carol. Going forward.
But anyway, continue with this one.
No, I just think it's interesting because, I mean, again, you're counting on kids begging their parents to go. I remember when Star Tours opened, I lived in California, and it opened in Disneyland, and they had all kinds of commercials for it. And I remember being like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to Disneyland this summer because freaking Star Tours. And I was floored when Star Tours came out. I mean, now the original looks kind of hokey, but back then it was, the late 80s. I think it was like 89, 90 when it came out.
It was late 80s.
And there had been nothing Star Wars for years. And all of a sudden they had a Star Wars ride in Disneyland.
Well, they started with the books after that and all that stuff too. Came right after that too.
So that was a huge deal. And yeah, kids were actually begging their parents to go. And now I don't think that's the case, especially if they gotta go out and pay these kids to talk about Star Wars to get kids interested.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Yeah.
So what does it actually say? Is it a matter of they're looking for kids that actually are into Star Wars? So like one of those documentaries where they have they actually find collectors and people who are really excited about things?
Yeah, this is a casting call.
Is that what's going on?
And I think this is...
Because that's not the same thing.
Yeah, this is coming from Bleeding Fool Ichibaka. And he found this casting call at StarNow.com. Looking for kids age 8 to 13 who are massive Star Wars fans. This is for online video content related to the Star Wars brand. So they want these kids to talk about their favorite characters with enthusiasm. This probably is to counter this article that basically said kids don't care about Star Wars, but the numbers are there. Kids don't. The toys aren't selling. Kids don't care. They canceled Resistance. Nobody's watching it. Nobody cared.
Well, I'm just saying, though, to be fair, it does seem like they're just trying to find kids that are genuinely like it. They're not just hiring people to pretend. There is a difference,
Yeah.
They said that you have to have a genuine love and passion. You're required to talk authentically about it and what it means to you. I mean, authentically meaning we'll pick the kids that will gush about it the most. But this isn't the same thing as hiring kids to lie and say they like something they didn't.
No, this
isn't the same thing.
But they're going to go cherry pick the most enthusiastic fans they can find. And there are kids who are really, really, really into Star Wars.
I was one of them.
But it used to be when we were kids, everybody was really into Star Wars. Everybody bought the toys, used to go to school and compare which action figures we had and the whole thing. Everybody was into Star Wars. And now it's
they aren't even having a section for Star Wars at our Walmart. Now,
there's no Star Wars.
They might change that, like they're saying they're waiting until the new toys come out for the movie because they don't want to ruin things. I get that. But they always had stuff that were just they have figures out now that are, just general figures or things from other movies they could put out. Nothing. There is no section at our Walmart. It's completely gone. There's not even room for it. It's out.
Yeah, there's not even space for Star Wars. The last Star Wars toys they had at our Walmart, they had the Star Wars, the Adventures, and the little tubes,
right?
$10 ones.
And they were actually selling.
Yeah, and then they had a bunch of Last Jedi figures on clearance.
But no one wanted.
And they sat there for 2 years.
But now there's nothing. Nothing at all. And no, I really would like the retro figures, but those are Target.
Yeah.
I really like those. I would buy those. But anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know. Where'd you want to go with this?
I don't know if there's anything we can go with it. I mean, Galaxy's Edge is going to be opening tomorrow at Disney World. The crowds at Disney World right now are not bad, but then people might be waiting until... Because tomorrow is also the beginning of Food and Wine Festival.
Yeah, which I think people are going to be there covering that in Epcot. So Did they time it that way? Well, one, they already know there are going to be a lot of people in Disney because a lot of people go to Disney just for Food and Wine Festival. So did they know that they could be like, look at the attendance, it's off the charts because all these people are here for Food and Wine Festival already.
Were they doing that, or were they basing it on the holiday weekends? Because didn't they release a Star Wars one in Disneyland around time for, was it
Memorial Day, and this would be like Labor Day, yeah.
People have extra days off, so they had more time to spend. So, I don't know, it could be both, but you're right. They'll take the attendance that could be for Food and Wine and be like, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, and they'll be like, there's so many more people here than there was in Disneyland. It's not going to be hard to do. But you know, we've got friends down there right now. We actually had a friend of ours send a video over a couple hours ago, and it was like the crowds are light. There's not a whole lot of people here, you know. So, wrap this one up.
Yep.
All right, guys. So please subscribe to Clownfish TV for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll keep an eye on the Star Wars Disney situation, since a lot of you seem to be interested in that. And we'll also mix it up with some other content, so it's not just all Disney Star Wars all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.